Is it okay to be skinny?
Pass the ball, bro.
I don't know. Is it okay to not like sports?
An interesting new ad campaign out from Axe. Is it okay for guys? It's what it's called. And a whole bunch of companies are now sort of taking a more open, inclusive approach in their advertising. And joining us to talk a little bit about that today is Doug Lowe from Portland State University School of Business. And I think what's so interesting about that, Doug, is that it's Axe.
Yes, exactly, right. I mean, this was the bastion of kind of juvenile male sexuality,
right.
Helping guys score. And now they're sensitive and inclusive, and they're talking about men's challenges with finding their own identities, which my students are loving in the School of Business.
But
they're also wondering, is this legit?
Why are they doing this?
Well, here's one of the things why. Because we learned that a while ago, people stopped buying a product because they needed a product to do something well. Like they didn't need a plow that wouldn't break in the field anymore. Now they need a plow that aligns with their values.
Really?
Yeah.
Or what they want their values to be perceived as.
Or what they want their values to be perceived as.
So they're selling values.
Exactly. Anthropologists tell us that people actually compose their sense of self and identity with things that include brands.
Now, I don't know how long this has been out, but do you think it's working?
Oh, my students are always a great test of that.
No.
Some of them are, apparently, they're telling me. But they love it. They think it's great. They think it's the way advertising should be going, but they are still wondering if they can believe it or not, because they need to see actions. Mm-hmm. They need to see something that demonstrates this is legitimate and not just the kind of the values of the day.
Well, that's because they're smart. They're your students.
Yeah. We want to take a look now at an ad from Heineken. It's
Yes.
sort of another rebranding effort.
Exactly.
You seem quite ambitious and positive, and you've got this really got a glow. Do you know what I'm saying? Your aura's pretty cool.
We've only just met, but I think you're the sort of person that would listen to me and we'd have a discussion rather than argue. Yeah, you could hang out with Matt.
Attention, please now stand to watch a short film.
Feminism today is definitely an excuse for misandry, man-hating.
If somebody said to me that climate change is destroying the world, then I'd say that is total piffle.
They call this the Worlds Apart ad, and what do we see going on here? People being united, even though they have different views, by beer.
Well, they're being united actually by a task in common, which makes a lot of sense. They're given a task to put this thing together. They don't know what it is. It turns out to be a bar. And then it turns out that each one of them have been living on the opposite ends of the spectrum on some kind of issue. Mm-hmm. The woman that this man's been working with and who he respects because she's ex-military is actually transgender. And he'd been filmed ranting against transgender as an idea that was feasible.
These are big issues to hit in a commercial.
Huge.
Does it, I mean, is this something you need to watch on the internet? You can't see this in 30 seconds.
This is a video, yeah.
Okay.
And so right now there isn't much distinction in the audience that this is targeting, which is millennials primarily, between seeing a video and watching a TV commercial.
And these are not actors?
These are not actors, no. As far as I know, these are real people, and I frankly think it was brilliantly done. My students loved it and held it up as the opposite of that Pepsi ad we talked about a while ago.
Yeah. But does it sell beer?
Well, that will be what we'll have to watch and see. Mm-hmm. We'll have to watch and see.
Sometimes you watch the ad and you're touched and you take it in and then you go, what was that
Who was
for?
that?
Yeah.
Right.
Final example here from Target.
We're not born with pride, we take pride. Pride in celebrating who we were born to be.
Target with its Take Pride line. This one looks really nice, kind of a sweet ad.
Very much. And when you talk to people about it, they'll say, oh, I go into Target and I see the displays that say take pride, and they really seem to be vested in this. And I was even served by a transgender associate.
That's why I believe it, because when I walk into Target, I see the diversity of the people they hire and that work there, and so I believe them.
You are so right. It comes down to the actions of the brand. Ads are not enough. An ad plants a seed of possible believing. and it's the actions that make us actually believe or not.
And have they changed the smell of Axe? That's what I really want to know.
Oh, I'm sure they're probably always changing that.
Oh, I have 3 boys. Our whole house smells
plenty.
like Axe. In fact, back to your point about that, I used to not want to buy it.
Well,
for that reason, because of their kind of a racy reputation.
Yeah.
Now that I see there's a change, I might be more willing. Making them not spend their own money on it.
Yeah, there you go. I think it can work.
We'll see. All right.
Doug, always interesting. Nice to see you.
A pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Coming up, we're going to hear